Welcome, everyone. It is Sunday, August 23rd. I'm Todd Rossnagel, Director of Communications for the Louisiana Conference, and we are joined this evening by Bishop Cynthia Fierro Harvey, who joins us from the residence in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. Bishop Harvey, thank you so very much for taking time out of your weekend to speak to us before what will be a very interesting week here in Louisiana.
Yeah, thank you. Thanks for the opportunity to just reach out and make sure that everyone knows that you are in my thoughts and prayers. We've been using the word unprecedented a lot lately. One thing that's not unprecedented for us Louisianans is hurricanes. So I don't know if you can see over my shoulder here, but we've spent the morning clearing everything off the patio. There's my favorite saint there is Saint Francis looking over us now from the breakfast room table, sandbagging the back of the house because we tend to get a lot of pooling rain. But I know that this is what we do. This is what we know how to do. I pray that you are reaching out to people, the most vulnerable in your community, in your congregations, laity, that you are checking on your neighbors as well. This isn't just for pastors and clergy. This is all of us. And we're pretty doggone good at it. So I just know that we will do the right thing. And as we reach out to folk that need the most help, and we'll just brace ourselves. And this is now what is unprecedented is two hurricanes, kind of a, double punch here back to back. So we're going to have to wait and see a little bit after Marco comes through. It's a shame that they didn't name that second hurricane Polo, wasn't it? But that would have been fun. But anyhow, we've got to Marco coming in, and I think it's not likely to be a huge storm, but certainly a rainmaker. So let's not let our guard down to say, that was nothing. And then Laura comes through with another punch. The last thing we need is two rainmakers back to back, which is, it looks like what we're facing. So I just, everyone's in my prayers. I know that everybody's preparing. It's exhausting. Everything that we are doing these days, everything is new. And just when we think, okay, we've got something figured out, we've got two hurricanes heading toward us from the Gulf. So it is a strange time, 2020. I don't even ask what could possibly be next. I'm almost afraid to. But even in the midst of all this, God is with us. God is with us day after day after day. And nothing changes that. Hurricanes and all of these unprecedented times, nothing changes that.
As you mentioned, day after day, it does remind me of the end of what is a 3-year thematic theme to our annual conference, our time together, our family meeting, if you will, which for the past 3 years, we have been rooted in together in love day after day. And now more than ever, that needs to be the case in Louisiana, especially as we go into this week and we care for one another and care for our neighbors.
Absolutely. And it is our DNA, isn't it? That sense of caring for one another in love and rooted in that love of Jesus and that expression that we share with one another. We can't help ourselves. It is who we are. And it is, I wrote something and posted it on social media. I said, it's how we roll. It is how we roll around here. And it is so much a part of our DNA that it is what makes us unique. And while none of us wish for this, we're uniquely poised to respond to storms such as this and to respond to one another.
Bishop, I do want to ask about one of the things that the conference office, the Office of Missional Outreach and Engagement, always reminds folks is not to self-deploy. There is a chance that they will see that on some of our social media messaging and messaging from those at the conference office. Do not self-deploy. For those who may not know really what that means and what the value is in not self-deploying, what does that mean?
Well, that doesn't mean don't check on your neighbor. Okay, that doesn't mean that. What it means is don't go out into the community and start, taking your chainsaw and cutting down trees. You don't know what the power situation is in those settings. So what we don't want is to become a part of the problem. Oftentimes, if folks have great intentions of helping, and yet we get in the way of first responders, and we don't want to do that. So that's what that means. We don't want to tax the system anymore. If first responders are out rescuing people, we don't want to need to be rescued ourselves, right? So I think it's really important that people wait for that, the green light when it's time, when it's go time. And Reverend Elaine Burley from our office will let you know when that time is and when the right time is for certain people. We have early response trained folk that go out almost immediately after, and then it's not until after they do an assessment that then we can send folk like me who may not know how to operate a chainsaw, but want to go, extend the love of God to a neighbor or a friend. The other thing that makes this really complicated is COVID. How do you respond in a pandemic? And, you've got your go bag, right? You've got your stuff ready to go, your important papers, and hand sanitizer and an extra mask or two. That is now just part of our protocol. And we've not done that. And so how do you distance? How do you protect yourself? How do you protect others in this time of COVID? And the last thing we need to do is really spread that even more so in this case. So we'll also need to listen for the state officials that are already poised for this as well. If you listen to the governor this morning at 11:30, he'll be back on at 6 o'clock this evening. Follow those instructions. We've got smart people that really know how to do this. And we need to follow their direction. Even as good as we are at what we do need to follow the experts' direction.
Bishop, where do you see God in the midst of everything that's happening?
What was really cool is I checked on a couple of pastors last night that are down south. And one of them said, yeah, I've been talking to my colleagues. I've been talking to other pastors, and we're ready. Not I'm ready. But that sense of community, that sense of unity, that these disasters bring us together. In a time where our nation is divided and our world is so divided, this is a time that we kind of set those things aside. That's where I see God working, is we set aside our differences and really work to help one another. So when that pastor said, thank you for calling, Bishop, but I've also been talking to other pastors in the area, and we're planning and prepared around here. To me, that is something that just, that's where God is working so prevalently, prominently in the lives of our pastors. Because I think we really care for one another in that covenant community, and our congregations want to support and help one another in these times.
Well, Bishop, we hope all is well there. We hope Dean is safe and you are safe and remain safe in the week to come. And I know we will hear back from you as we continue to work our way through the next week.
Absolutely. And just watch social media. Just everybody, just please be careful. Do the things you know how to do. Most importantly, prepare yourself and prepare your family. You're important. You are very, very important to the life and work of this annual conference. You're already stretched. Laity and clergy are stretched beyond imagination right now. And sometimes when we're tired, sometimes we don't make the best decisions when we're tired. So take care of yourself, be prepared, take care of your family, and take care of yourself, because we're going to need you.